Welcome back to my show. My name is Marisela Cornejo and I am a professional boxer. This morning you guys are going to be able to join me on what I do every single day, 5 days out of the week, usually 5 to 6 days out of the week. I'll show you guys a little bit of my routine, my workouts, and you guys will be my trainer. So let me get my things out and you guys will join me here at Combinations Boxing Academy, which is in Hawthorne. Got to get my gloves, shoes, wraps. So yeah, so I do this, like I said, about 5 times a week. Some days are better than other. There's days I don't want to come in. It's the honest truth. And yeah, I don't give myself that that choice of should I go in or do I feel like going in? No, I just have to come in. And once your body gets warmed up, you tend to love it a little more. So we are going to be training with my trainer. Hi, Marvin. Marvin.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Marvin.
The famous trainer.
A little bit.
He's my trainer. He came from
Russia last December.
No, you didn't. Well, he travels everywhere. He has fighters, and tomorrow he leaves to New York to have a fighter fight out there. But he's gonna train me a little bit. And we're gonna show you guys what our routine is. Yeah. Ready?
Always ready.
Always ready?
Let's go.
All right. Get my mind together, first of all. And this hand wraps, you put this on your hands to protect your hands from the gloves. This thing, you can wrap up the hand wraps with your hands, obvio, or use this little thing to speed it up. This is the first step that I always do. Kind of get myself prepared for the workout and the training I'm about to go through. Ooh, I love Grant. Grant, they're the best gloves ever. I have another one over there, which these are 10-ounce gloves, and then I train normally with the 14-ounce gloves over there. But you have all brands, but the only brand you go with is with Grant gloves. Your hand feels so secure with them, truly. All right, so wrapping the hands. Obviously, like I said, it protects your knuckles with the gloves. Everybody has their own technique. I just do the layover each one, and you'll get better as the time goes, or you're like me and you don't. I don't think I'm really good at it, but yeah, this is something that everybody does who fights. So get myself wrapped up, move around, stretch out. As you age, it gets more difficult to move. Everything hurts a little bit more in the morning. I'm sure you guys can relate. Ugh. On the mitts, heavy bag, and double end bag, that's what I was doing. We go to the speed bag. It's like kind of the cooling down process before jump roping and some ab work. Oh no, this is too tall. So that's for really tall people. I mean, I'm pretty tall, but I'm not that giant. So this one you kind of hit it. It's like a choo-choo train. That's how I was trained in at Wildcard with my first trainer. It's like a choo-choo. Boom, 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 boom. You let it hit. Boom, boom, boom. You go with the beat, and then you pick up. You won't be able to. scars on my body of me smacking myself literally all over. It hurts so bad, but I still do it to this day. I smack myself with it. You'll get better as the time goes. You still will get big old red marks all over your body with it. It's not fun. Warm up. Stay loose. Bounce around. Oh! You get winded. But you need to make sure you give your body the right fuel. After workouts are really important, just like the pre-workout meal. So in the mornings, you know, it depends what you do. In the mornings, usually before coming here, I already have some miles in. I go for a run, usually some coffee. I don't like to eat before my long run, but after I need to have some carbs to come in here for this workout. So we just admit, get some rounds on the bag, double M bag, speed bag, jump rope, and yeah, that's what you call a full day here. Just in the boxing part. And then we got the strength and conditioning, which that's later. That I'll show you guys what I do, and it's fun. I enjoy it because I love it. You have to love it. You have to love this sport in order to put this work in, because it's a lot of work. Bad work. Hi guys, and welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in. Today we have a very special person with me, Nancy Rodriguez, who she'll tell you a lot. She has so many freaking hats. I don't even know where to begin with all her, how she does it, number one, and how many titles she has with the WBC, and apart, also what she does, everything on the side, and what she has done for me as well in the sport of boxing. And then we'll go into a little bit more about how we met. Yes, thank you so much for coming on and telling everybody what you do, number one, and how difficult it's been, or has it been difficult in the man's world, really, in boxing. So tell us a little bit how you got started, why you chose boxing, and what you were doing prior to that, really.
Well, I'm going to say the same thing you say all the time. I didn't choose boxing, it chose me.
I do say that.
Right?
Yeah. Boxing chose
because
me. Yeah.
At the time I was a stay-at-home mom, but I was working in the music industry, getting visas for the bandas to come. You know what a banda is?
The bandas are basically,
Tell them.
Well, bands, but
16 people.
16 people are the band. That's my dream, to come out in one of the fights and have the whole banda, like Brandon. Brandon had that.
I did that for him,
yeah.
So I was doing that. Yeah, I was doing that, and then Brandon, obviously, and his wife. Brandon Rios, Bam
Rios, yes.
Shout
out to you.
Woo, you gotta interview him.
Yes, oh, definitely.
Yeah. So they're like, hey Nancy, why don't you help us in boxing with Brandon's career, with what you do in music? But I loved boxing, but I knew nothing about the business. Absolutely nothing. They convinced me.
And even less about women's boxing, which we'll get into that later.
Don't even. I was like, I want to stay away from that. Anyways, I don't know if your fans know what Pacific Avenue is on Huntington Park. Okay. It's like a swap meet type of. It's like a cruising thing with the Mexicans. I got one of those Home Depot fold-out tables. We got a bunch of shirts, and Mikey.
The white fold-out tables from like Walmart?
Yes.
Okay.
Mikey Garcia brought his 2 belts. Brandon brought his 2 belts. And nobody knew them, but we made banners, and then we brought all of our friends, like 40 of us, pretending that they were in line to get autographs from Brandon and Mikey. Yeah, it was like a whole crowd. And
that's good.
Yeah, and then after that, everybody started gathering.
It's like, let me take a picture with you. Who are you? I don't know, and I don't care. But yeah.
Exactly. So Because I didn't know what to do, but it worked out. It worked out because Facebook had just came out. So I feel that at that time, we lost that page, but Brandon was one of the first to blow up in social media at the time, and yeah, we did our career. I did most of my career with Brandon.
So you were doing what with him? What was your role with him?
Public relations.
Okay.
Public relations with him, but I would little by little I wanted to learn more.
Yeah.
I remember the first person I met in boxing was Christina Poncher, another woman.
Oh,
she's
nice.
she's the commentator for ESPN and Top Rank, and she saw me nervous. She said, "Just get in there. You just gotta get in there." And I'll never forget her words because she always told me I'm always gonna support women, and she always has. She always has, and
she's awesome.
She is.
Yeah.
She is, and yeah, it's hard.
It's just very difficult. It's just difficult, being a woman in this industry and keeping your what is it called?
Dignity?
Yeah, just keep staying true to yourself. Staying true to yourself no matter what people throw at you. It's beautiful to see when women in the industry just continue on to power through and don't allow what people throw at them. It may slow you down because the words do hurt, and that's why I always say careful with your words. Words have power. Words are very powerful. Don't just throw out words just because you're throwing out words.
Yeah.
Being in this industry and Nancy, I've seen it firsthand how they attack, but it's good to not focus on that and just continue to do what you're good at and focus on that. People are going to talk, and that's great. That means they're watching.
Yeah.
So.
But it's a learning process.
Absolutely. But just continue to stay focused on what you're good at and what your goal is and what your dream is and what your vision is, and you've done that. And and at times we all get sidetracked and everything like that. But you've done such a good job with bringing women. One for me. Bringing me to the forefront and taking me to that next level on the PR side. You have great ideas, and sometimes what are you doing? You're like, trust me, it's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
Yeah. So that was your start. How did you get involved with the WBC though?
It's really last week was really emotional because it was our 6-year anniversary with Supreme Boxing. So
Supreme Boxing is
Supreme Boxing is a company Hector and I created after Brandon fought Manny Pacquiao in China. So after Brandon fought Manny Pacquiao in China, we kind of split up. We went our separate ways, and I was having a hard time dealing with it. I went through a really bad depression through the holidays, and in January, we decided to start Supreme Boxing, which it was hard. It was really hard for me I was used to working for somebody. I didn't know what to do for for someone other than Brandon. But we did it, and coincidentally, it was so weird. Our first news was Don Jose Suleiman passed away. That was our first post. He was the president of the WBC. It's really ironic and at the same time kind of eerie that when he passed away, Supreme Boxing was born. 3 weeks later, Israel Vasquez took me to a breakfast with Mauricio because Supreme Boxing blew up really fast. It blew up really fast, and Mauricio said, I want you to do what you're doing for Supreme Boxing, but with WBC. I don't want my dad to be called this and that or the WBC. And I made him a promise, and I reminded him last week. I made him a promise that I was going to make his dad shine and be remembered in the most beautiful way, and the WBC too. And at that time, I dedicated most of what I do to the WBC, with from my heart, everything from my heart. I wasn't working for them or anything. It was just kind of like WBC care stuff I was doing. Yeah, and then they opened an office maybe like 6 months later in LA, and then that's when I started working.
Really?
Yeah.
So how long has the office here? So there was never an office in LA. It was only in Mexico.
Yeah.
I see.
5 years now.
5 years now here in
LA.
That's awesome, and you were there to begin it all.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. But now you've grown within the WBC, and now you're supervising fights, and you're on the ratings board, and all these things where
Yeah.
it's crazy
Yeah.
that you moved up, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal to have in boxing, especially. I mean, just being a woman and growing and staying on your path and staying focused, and putting that hard work in, and you've done that. So that's really, and in a fast, very fast way. That's why people are just like, how? But she's never like a 9 to 5. It's not even 9 to 5, and it's a part-time with WBC, but she's 24/7.
24/7.
She's 24/7. It's never 3 hours or whatever it is that you go into work. It's 24/7. You're always giving your all to whatever it is, and especially WBC cares and those things that you guys do aside. But the organization WBC, I love them so much because of what they represent for people and for their past champions, future champions, and for their champions now. But for the champions who have passed away and they need help.
Yeah.
I've seen this firsthand, where they take care of the funeral expenses. They help out the families however they can, and that's why I love the organization and what they represent. So I see why you stay so faithful to them as well.
Yeah, it's hard not to, because obviously boxing has its good and bad side, but I choose to see the good side, and the bad side, if I could do something to help change it, I will. But boxing is a platform that I'm using to do what my real purpose of life is. And my real purpose, I've always known since I was younger, that I have to do God's work here. So, and that doesn't have, I'm not gonna get paid for that here. It doesn't come with money. It's something way bigger than that.
What is that?
It's just him, he protects me, he protects my children, and I want to do his work through the boxing platform, helping people. Everybody, there's always people that need help. Sometimes they just need to smile, and then they have a better day. The other day I went to go speak at a school, and I don't know if you've ever spoken to kindergarteners, but that's probably the hardest thing to do.
I have.
The hardest thing to do. So I was like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I had a medal. In my bag.
Oh, I gave out a medal to a kindergarten student.
Really?
Sunnyside, yes.
Really?
And my little niece's.
Probably one of your own medals,
It
because
was
you
one of
always
my
give
own.
away your stuff.
I am
You always
giving
give away your
I know,
stuff.
but I know it means so much to them also. Like, I live it. I'm around it now. Maybe later on, be like, dang it, I wish I still had it. Now I'm gonna call up Nancy and say, give me another one.
I know, right?
But I just to see their eyes. It was actually it was a mini
Okay,
bout, and it was
so-
hold on.
oh, it
But
was.
Yes, it was. Remember I told
yes,
you?
yes,
It was
yes.
a mini bout, and those are expensive
They are.
too.
They
It was
are.
a mini bout. I told the class, I said, whoever has right now, who's the student of the month or the one with the highest GPA? I did not know this, and the teacher was like, you Malay, and that was my little niece. I didn't know that, and I was like, oh my god, this was not a setup. So she won the bout.
That's
I was
it stays in the family.
Yes, it stayed within the family. So I was like, good job.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That was a cool little
So
thing.
yeah,
but-
with the kindergarteners, real quick, I had a medal, so I got a little girl. I said, come over here. And I'm like, you're going to put this around your teacher because she's a hero, and we should recognize them for what they do. And, I told the kids, how often did you tell your teacher thank you? And they're like looking around, I don't know. So the little girl went and put the medal on her, and then everybody started clapping. And I said, look around you. You see those smiles? That's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
That's what makes me happy, to see those type of smiles. And not everybody can do that, Mari. And you're always giving me credit for helping you. Oh, Nancy, help me. People need to understand that you've done so much for me. I think we've helped each other, because you helped make me a stronger person, and for me to actually believe in myself. I'm pretty sure that you see me doing things now and you're like, I can't believe Nancy's doing that. Because before I wouldn't even get on a stage, or I wouldn't get in the ring. Even when you were fighting, I'm like, I wouldn't get in the ring with you.
I'm so proud of you. I am proud of you. I am proud of you. Yeah, I am. You have became much stronger, and that's one of the things. That's why sometimes I'm like, oh, the guys, you know, when I see guys out there that have their girlfriends / wives, I'm like, you don't want them hanging around with me. I'm gonna make them stronger, and they're not gonna take your job. No, but as just to love yourself, and
definitely.
you can't. I don't know. When you really are on that other level of knowing true love with yourself, is you can give that out so much more, and yeah, that's a beautiful thing to see somebody grow stronger within themselves and watch it firsthand.
She's probably like, what did I create?
No.
Huh.
I'm working with somebody right now that they're going through that journey within, so that's gonna be cool to see in hopefully a few months.
It's not an easy journey, but once you're there and you feel it, and you told me this years ago, Mari, before, how often would I go to church? And now you already know I'm there on a Sunday. You're like, hey Nancy, when you get out of church, let's go get some coffee, because you know I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, that changed because that change happened, that growth.
Yeah.
You know?
It all happens there. All right. Anything else? What do you have? Okay, so Supreme platforms. I didn't even tell the other people to put their platforms on here, but your platforms. What are the platforms that people can find you on?
Well, you know my baby is Supreme Boxing.
Yes, at Supreme Boxing. I will always be posting it as well.
Yeah, because Supreme Boxing, we're actually going to be announcing the winner soon. Albert is going to help me, and then they're going to be on that new magazine, Boxing Illustrated.
Boxing Illustrated, yes. Be on the lookout for that. Boxing Illustrated is a great magazine. It's coming back. And it has an Instagram now. So. Yes. At Boxing Illustrated as well. She's a great PR. So, at Boxing Illustrated, and then Supreme Boxing.
Supreme Boxing.
All these boxing days.
Yeah. But Supreme Boxing is, I always tell people, it's not mine, it's not yours, it's for the people.
For the people,
whenever anybody wants to be posted on there, send us a DM, send us your video, and we'll be happy to post it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to be posted 3 times a week,
we
can work something out. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add on?
No, I mean, I wish we would have talked about our road trips. Those would have been fun.
Oh yeah, there's many stories. There's many more stories that. Oh, we didn't even really say how we met. Really quick, we met in Tijuana.
Wait, can you go back to when I offered a ride first to Tijuana?
Oh yeah, she offered a ride, and then I said no because I didn't want to ride in the car with strangers. I didn't know who they were.
She'd rather waste money and spend.
I'd rather drive. Yeah, I rented a car and I drove over there for the first time. I've never driven to Tijuana, and I was like. It was Jill and you, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't Jill.
Oh, Jen.
Jennifer. Was Jen. Yes, Jennifer. And I wish I would have taken up that ride because that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But I did meet them out there, and I had won the WBC International in Miami. That's why I reached out to Jill Diamond, and she contacted me with the LA office, which was so crazy to now be like thinking about all that, how nervous I was, and all this stuff. Man, the beginnings of things are so beautiful.
Yeah. Jill told me to help you. She actually asked me to help you. Yeah.
She's awesome. But yeah, we met out in Tijuana, and then from there, it was just, she was like, what is women's boxing? I know she knew nothing really about women's boxing. I knew nothing about
women's boxing, and I really, to be honest, I wasn't
interested.
She wasn't interested,
no. I wasn't. And I think, what did I tell you? Was I trying to get you to help me?
Yeah, you were, and I ignored you for a couple months. And then we went to New Zealand. Yeah, you were.
Mauricio sent you out to New Zealand with me for my world title.
Yeah.
So that's
a whole nother segment.
Yeah, she made me walk up a hill, and it's just we have a lot of stories to share. Yeah. But thank you so much for coming on, and I'm sure you guys will see her again. But until next time, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Mari Cornejo. Goodbye.